Listen to the news. What do you hear? Climate change, increased hurricane activity, more earthquakes, melting glaciers, increasing temperatures, expanding deserts, decreasing forests, sargassum invasion, contaminated rivers, increased flooding, air pollution. The list goes on. Not a nice picture at all. The environment is in danger. All of these problems relate back to man, to us, to me, and you. We have somehow failed. And then we dig a little bit deeper. We go beyond the scenes to places not mentioned on the news. We go to the cornfield and see reduced production. We throw down artificial fertilizer hoping to increase production, but fail to see the needs of the soil. We go to the vegetable garden and see bugs, fungus, bacterial infections, and viral infections. So we spray and spray and spray, not really understanding what all those chemicals are doing to the environment, to the plant, to us, to me, to you. We go to the factories. We see pipes. And out of those pipes, we see who knows what. And that who knows what gets dumped into the river. Fish die. Water stinks. We eat the fish and drink the water. We go to the milpa. We cut down forest. A little bit more every year. And soon we begin to ask, where did all the forest go to? Why is it so hot? Why doesn't it rain? Where are all the deer, the gibnut, the wild birds, the armadillo? We have failed to look deeper. And then we dig even deeper. We really go behind the scenes to people and companies who just don't care. They say the clients come first. They say that they truly care about the customer. But the bottom line is profit. What can we cut to maximize profit? They say. And the first thing that comes to mind is cut expenses associated with environmental protection. So, government makes laws to force them to protect the environment, but all too often there are not enough resources for them to enforce the law. Or someone takes a bribe to look the other way, to file a false report. We have failed to be responsible. As God's image bearers, we have failed to think intelligently. We have failed to think wisely. As God's image bearers, we have failed to be moral. We have placed profits as priority. We have become greedy. As God's image bearers, we have failed to be socially responsible. We put me, myself, and I first. We forget about the well-being of our neighbor. And certainly we have thought nothing about honoring God. As image bearers, we have disobeyed God's cultural mandate to subdue creation, to rule over creation in a wise, moral, and socially responsible manner. We have not been stewards. Oh my, a new word, stewards. What is that? Let's read one of Jesus' parables. It's the parable about the servants found in Matthew 25, 14 to 30. These servants are actually stewards. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey, who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. "Master," he said, "you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more." His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." The man with 2 bags of gold also came. "Master," he said, "you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more." His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. "Master," he said, "I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid, and I went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you." His master replied, "You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers, so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever will be given more, they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth." Servants, stewards, are persons who take what God has given them and subdue those things and rule those things for His glory. We are meant to be persons who take what God has given us and subdue those things and rule over those things for His glory. We are to be wise, moral, and socially responsible stewards in those things that we hear about in the news. We are to be wise, moral, and socially responsible stewards in those things hidden behind the scenes, to places not mentioned in the news. And we are to be wise, moral, and socially responsible stewards in those things deeply hidden behind the scenes, to people and companies who just don't care. Very simply, we are to be obedient stewards who keep the earth, who are earth keepers.